Hi, this is Louise at Good Success Therapy.
In this introductory video, I thought I would talk about our subconscious minds and how they affect us and how they can sometimes make our life a bit difficult. So we're all the same really, we only really have three things wrong with us. At a subconscious level, we either have the feeling of I'm not good enough, or I'm not smart enough, or I'm not pretty enough, I'm not strong enough, something like that. Or alternatively, that I'm not lovable. So that's one thing that's wrong with us. There's a sense of inadequacy. A second thing that can be wrong with us is the feeling of I'm different to everybody else and I can't connect with other people. And that's a very common one. And then a third thing is that things are not available to me. Something is not available. It might be that love is not available to me. Friends are not available to me. Popularity is not available to me. Money is not available to me. And so in this way, these three things are what create most of our problems. I mean, sometimes other people create problems for us, but in that case, the three things that are wrong with them are what's causing that. And how we respond to that is affected by these same three things within us that are wrong with us. The subconscious mind really just wants to keep us safe. That's its job. And so the conscious mind is trying to do certain things and the subconscious mind is saying, oh, that's not a good idea. You've got to stay safe. Another really important aspect of our subconscious mind is that it learns by repetition. So a big part of the solution to overcoming most of our problems, particularly the problems that stem from feelings of inadequacy and so forth, is to tell ourselves on a regular basis the exact opposite of what our subconscious mind has got programmed within it. And we can do that through hypnosis, or we can do it simply by very regularly telling ourselves the opposite of those other unhelpful beliefs. So instead we can say things like, I am so lovable, or simply, I am lovable. We can affirm this to ourselves on a regular basis. We can say, I'm deeply connected to others. We can say this on a regular basis to ourselves as well. And we can say to ourselves, I can have what I want, or things are available to me. Money is available to me. Love is available to me. Friendship is available to me. Whatever it is that we think is running our subconscious mind, we can say the opposite and say it on such a regular basis that eventually the subconscious mind gets the hint and starts to cooperate with the conscious mind on working out solutions for our problems. Because what happens is, as we say to ourselves something like, I am lovable, eventually that is what we see in our interactions with other people. Because we have begun to tell our subconscious minds, I am lovable, therefore that is what we tend to see more of. If we have the belief, I'm not lovable, then that is what we actually tend to see. It's not so much that we're creating anything, it is just more that we notice what we already believe, if that makes sense. But what about if I think, but I'm not lovable? Well, I think everybody is lovable. I think we're all flawed, but lovable. And so you can find some way that you can believe that you are lovable. Well, I have friends and they love me. My parents love me. My cat loves me. There is some way in which we are all lovable. So find that way and then you can say, I am lovable on a regular basis, and then you will begin to believe it. You'll begin to see it. But the important thing with these things is repetition. And notice your self-talk too. How often do you say harsh, hurtful, critical words to yourself? Oh, I'm such an idiot. I'm useless. I'm so hopeless. None of these things are actually true. Or if they are true, it's just for a fleeting moment. Better to say, oh, I made a silly mistake. And everybody makes mistakes. Another important aspect of the subconscious mind is that whatever we focus on, we tend to get more of. Have you ever noticed that when a friend of yours gets a new car, all of a sudden, when you're driving around, you'll see that car everywhere because you've noticed your friend's car and you liked it, and now all of a sudden you see that car everywhere? Well, it's just that the mind has a filter on it because we can't really process all the visual information that comes in through our eyes. That would be a lot for our brain. That would be overwhelming. So our brain has a filter. And so we only really process the information coming in through our eyes that our brain is already interested in finding out about. And so it's like that with your friend's car. You noticed it, you liked it, and therefore you notice it everywhere else now. So if you have problems of self-confidence and you think, oh, nobody likes me, that will be what you tend to notice in very small ways. And then it will become an embedded belief. Much better to put a new filter on your brain very deliberately and say to yourself, I am likable. I am a friendly person. And try to think also of the people in your life who do like you or that you get along well with or something like that. Or think of a time when you had a particularly good social interaction. And use that as the basis for saying, I am likable. I do get on with everybody. People like me. And when you put that filter onto your brain deliberately, you will notice much more how smoothly your interactions with other people go. And the more that happens, the more it will continue to happen. Because now you have developed a new belief, I am likable. I get on with other people. So what we focus on, we tend to get more of. It's just how the mind works. So therefore, we can choose what we want to focus on. And we should focus on what we want more of and not on the things that we don't want. So, do we want more freedom? Let's focus on freedom and getting freedom and keeping freedom. Do we want more love? Let's focus on love. Let's focus on the love that we already have, the love that we reasonably have for ourselves, the love we have for our friends, the love they have for us. Focus on what we want more of, and then more of that will come to us. In other words, we will notice it more. Do we want more opportunities? Then let's focus on the opportunities we already have and think to ourselves, what opportunities are there today? And the more opportunities we notice, the more opportunities will come up because we will notice them more. Same with friendship. Do I want more friendship? Let's focus on friendship and not on the things that get in the way of friendship. Let's not focus on unhelpful differences. Let's focus on the things that connect us to other people if we want more friendship. How can I be a better friend? How can I love the friends I have more? What can I do for them? How could they help me? What's good about my friends? What do I love about my friends? Think about the things we want more of. The subconscious mind has a number of jobs. The subconscious mind's job is to do what it thinks we want it to do. But it tends to do that from the perspective of keeping us safe. So for example, if you go for a job interview and for one reason or another you're not really wanting to work in that particular industry, but you need money, so you're going for a job interview. Well, your subconscious mind knows that you don't really want to work in that industry, and so it's not going to cooperate with you to have a good job interview. So your conscious mind has decided, well, I need money, I'd better apply for this job because I think I'm qualified even though I really don't want to be working in this industry. And that makes sense because you need money. But the subconscious mind knows that you don't really want that job, and so it has taken that very literally, and it is going to sabotage all your efforts at a good job interview. It's going to make you excessively nervous, or it's going to make you get a bad cold so that you can't go to the job interview. It will do things to undermine the job interview because it thinks you don't really want that job. And of course, you don't really want that job, it's just that you need it, and so you're prepared to go through the job interview. But once we realise that our subconscious mind is just trying to do what it thinks we want it to do, then we can start to make a conscious decision to indoctrinate, really, our subconscious mind to get on board with the new program. So at a conscious level, we say to ourselves, well, I don't really want a job in this industry, but I do need the money, so I'm going to make the best of it. So now what you need to do is say to your subconscious mind, I love this type of work. I really love this type of work. I want this work. This work is fantastic. It's going to make me so happy. And your subconscious mind is going, are you sure? Because that's not what you were saying yesterday. but you're just going to continue with the programming of your mind so that it gets on board with what your conscious mind is wanting you to do at this time. And this is how it works for any type of problem or resistance to a new way of doing things or something that we're trying to achieve. You need to use powerful words. I love this thing. I want this thing. This thing will make me happy. You need to say that to yourself over and over so that the subconscious mind takes the hint and starts to cooperate with what the conscious mind is trying to achieve. And so, as you can see, our job is to give our minds better suggestions so that we can do the things that we're trying to achieve. So now ask yourself, are your current thoughts helping you? Ask yourself, in what way are your current thoughts not helping you? And flip it around and remedy that. Another aspect of the subconscious mind is that it rejects what is unfamiliar, and that's part of keeping us safe. When human beings were more primitive, there were more immediate dangers. And so we had to be careful of what we were eating. We didn't want to eat that new plant over there that we'd never seen before because that might be poisonous. And so we always stuck with what was familiar. This is simply a survival mechanism. And if we didn't have it, we would all die very young. But that's not very helpful to us when we're trying to make necessary changes in our lives. And our habits of thought lead to habits of action. So again, when we're trying to do something new, when we're trying to give up smoking, or when we're trying to lose weight, or change our exercise habits, we have to put in a new program into our subconscious mind so that it will take the hint and start to cooperate a bit better. So in my own case, I don't really like exercising, or at least that's a belief that I've had about myself. I need to change that. And so now I have to tell myself I love exercise. And of course, it helps if you can find some type of exercise that you do enjoy or that you think you will enjoy. I know that I function much better in exercising when I'm in a class. So if I can find an exercise class that is not too expensive, that is easy to get to, then that will help me to change my habits around exercise. And I can always say to myself, I love my exercise class. So I might not like exercise a whole lot, but I can certainly say, I love my exercise class. My exercise class is making me so fit and healthy and strong. And as soon as my deeper habits of thought start to change along these lines, then I will have better habits of action. And I will go to my exercise class every week. Because for the longest time, exercise was not familiar. Funnily enough, it was familiar to my mind when I was a child. Children just do run around naturally. And I did play sport. But then I got out of the habit because I was too busy with study and this and that and the other thing. And so then not exercising became a habit, and it was also a habit of mind. And that had to change. You'll have some area of your life that needs to change as well. But the habits of action won't change until the habits of thought have changed first. And sometimes it happens that we make a conscious decision, and for some reason the subconscious mind is happy enough to let us go on with that. So maybe we decide to change our diet in some particular way. And we're very adamant so that we can assert our wills fairly easily. That does sometimes happen, and the subconscious mind in that case comes on board very quickly. But for any of our really obstinate problems, we need to make a concerted effort to change our habits of thought. And when we manage to do this with our subconscious minds, we get great results. We can start to feel better because we have better thoughts going in our minds, and we start to do better because we're feeling better and we have better thoughts. I hope this short presentation has been helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye now.